Good morning, YouTube. It is 7 a.m. in the great state of Texas, and we are doing another pen video because on Thursdays we do pen videos. And today we're going to be working with something called Wendge Wood. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Picked this up at Woodcraft in Dallas back in September of last year, and it cost me a couple of bucks, and I thought, okay, something cool, something different I haven't worked with before. So if you've seen me make one pen, you've seen me make them all, so you guys kind of know what you're getting into. However, today's project is going to be a little bit difficult only because I've never worked with this wood before. However, it is reminiscent of something that I have worked with before in the past. So getting everything cut down the usual way. The wood is, very soft, drilled through it just fine, got the holes for the actual mechanics drilled pretty easily, and not too concerned about it initially. However, once we get it onto the lathe, we're going to start experiencing a little bit of an issue. So just as a disclaimer, this wood that I'm working with here for this pen is kind of reminiscent of something that I worked with last year, palm. And I've never worked with palm before last year, and that wood gave me such a difficult project. This is kind of in the same vein as that, so you can kind of foreshadow what's about to happen. But initially, everything's going really smooth. We're getting, just everything worked down the way that we want to, and it's really soft against the chisel, so not a whole lot of issues here. It's not until I slow down the video or stop the lathe that I start to notice, like, oh my god, things are going to start falling apart. But we get down with that first one, no issues whatsoever. So then we stop and started a little bit, had a little bit difficulty getting things going, and then this one goes relatively smooth as well. The first, I'm thinking, okay, quick, easy pen, no problems whatsoever, it'll be fine, things are going to work out. It's not until I stop and inspect it that I start to notice things are starting to crack. It's thinning out a little bit too much, and I think, you know what, throw some super glue on it, throw some wood shavings, give that some time to kind of just, get worked into these gaps, and I'm thinking it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Obviously not a good job here of just packing that in, but I'm just like trying to pack this wound as much as possible. So I come back a little bit later, try to finish it up, and I'm like, okay, just work off these edges. Everything's cured, so I shouldn't have any problems with it. It's just keeping the integrity of the pen that's going to be kind of an issue here. And it looks a little sloppy, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I noticed that the other piece that we had started with had the same problem, but enough super glue and enough shavings, you will get where you want to go. So I just spent a lot of time just doing the sanding portion of it here, trying to mold it down. I didn't hit it with the chisels only because I knew that probably was going to take off too much material, and then we were going to have more issues than we wanted. But sanding turned out fine, so everything integrity wise held up pretty good. But it was pretty reminiscent of working with the palm, where everything just kind of like splits apart, cracks, and then just looks awful. But once we did that, we super glued it, polished it the way we want to. There's still a little bit of a crack in there, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but I was just glad everything kind of just stayed together. But we start the assembly portion of it. The wood looks really cool. I've never worked with this wood before in the past, but I think if I work with it again in the future, I'm definitely going to be more aware that, hey, this is pretty much like palm, and it's, very, very fragile a little bit. But pen comes together just nicely. We get it all done and finished. Beautiful the way it looks against that brass and gold, but we are all done. But got the project done. Everything else is working out just the way we want to. So couldn't be, more happy with it. But looks really cool. I don't know if you'll be able to see the small portions of the gap that are kind of cracked, but overall it looks good. Good presentation on the pen. Really fun project. Averted disaster, which is always a good thing. So hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of it, and I'll check you out in the next one. All right, peace.